Hi, my name is Kevin Jones from Pluralsight. This is the Creating and Using Feature Branches chapter of the Using Git Flow class. This chapter will look at how we set up and use feature branches with Git Flow, and we'll see what benefits this can give us. In particular, we'll see how we can create a feature branch, how we finish the branch and merge those changes back into development, how we can share these branches. So we might want to publish a feature branch back to our central repository such that another user can track that feature branch and so see what work is happening on the feature branch. We'll also see that Git Flow provides other commands around feature branches, and we'll take a look at what they are and where they can be useful. So what is a feature branch and why do we use one? In our day-to-day work, we just like to write code, and we can be constantly writing code, pushing those changes to the source control. Why do we need to use feature branches? What's so compelling about these? Well, a feature branch is a place where work for a specific feature gets done. So rather than just having one central place called master or develop in our repository, where we push every single change that we get to make, we create the feature branch to allow us to gather work together for one specific feature. So it gives us ease of access to that work. We don't really want all this work done on the main branch. If we put all the work onto the main branch, that work becomes difficult to track. It's hard to separate work for one feature from another feature. It becomes difficult to manage merges. It might be that we only want to take a specific feature and push that feature up into production. If we've mixed together all of our commits, cherry picking individual commits so that we can just choose a single feature and have that feature moved into the master branch becomes difficult, if not impossible. This is one that's bitten me many times in the past. If we don't create feature branches, then it becomes difficult to back out work. I've often started on a feature, been halfway through it, and then suddenly realized that the approach I've taken or the work I've done just isn't going to work. And what I'd like to do is just to probably throw away the work that I've done and start again. If I'm working on the master branch, and I've been checking in my feature work and other work at the same time, then again, backing out this work becomes very, very difficult. And again, it might be impossible. It might just be a manual task that takes me a long, long time to get back to a point where I can then start work on the feature again. Finally, if we don't use feature branches, it becomes difficult to experiment. We'd often like to create a branch just to try out something. So your CTO or your product manager might come along and go, wouldn't it be nice if we could have this in the product? So we can spin up a feature, create a feature branch, and try that work, and then go back to them and say, yes or no, this works or it doesn't work. If it works, it's easier to merge that code back into development. If it doesn't work, we can leave the feature branch there, maybe for future experimentation, or we can simply throw it away. So creating a feature branch gives us a great deal of flexibility in the way that we approach our development. So let's remind ourselves of the feature branch workflow. Remember, we have a central repository, and each circle here represents a change within that repository. When we want to create a new feature, we branch off from that repository. And this is the git flow command that we use to start the new feature. So git flow feature start, and then we give the feature a name. And we carry on working on this feature branch. At the same time, work carries on the main branch. And by carrying on in this case, what we mean is other people create features or hotfixes and merge those changes back into the main branch. There may also be people that make very minor changes on the main branch, maybe changing the wording to resource files, for example, but no major work should go on in the main branch without first creating a sub-branch. Once the feature is done, we can then call git flow feature finish, passing the feature name. And at this point, we'll merge the feature back into the main branch. So this is the workflow we'll take a look at now.